Hello, Bill. Hello, everybody on YouTube. I'm Henry. I'm working on a special Japanese name seal today for Bill, and I got this content from the client with two characters. One ocean, and the second is clouds. Ocean clouds. You read from left. From right to left vertically. That's the traditional way in both Chinese, classical Chinese, and Japanese seals, especially. We haven't changed much on seal design with this script called the seal script, and this one is particularly a little late than the pictograph seal called the great seal script. This is called small seal or lesser seal script. Is the one that was used by the first emperor of Qing dynasty, the first emperor of China, in 200 BC, 220 BC maybe. And since then, it has been the only script that's used on seals, especially in the Han Dynasty. As you can see, this this line called fine line style is very delicate, so we must use a very fine stone if you don't want to see any choppy strokes. This stone I'm using is called the Indian soapstone. It's imported from India. It's very heavy and dense, very fine grain, very fine, and it's well polished. It feels different. The price is almost double of the traditional Chinese Qingtian field stone, rice paddy stones. It's kind of softer and more suitable for expressive style. Actually, they're not the same. You can see this stone is a Qingtian, but this is kind of high quality Qingtian. It's also polished, so not really different in appearance. But when you carve it, you hear the sound is different, and the texture is different. So for this one, I use this Indian stone, and it's suit for any style. Actually, the Indian stone is really good. It's available until recent decades from India. We also import from Laos and other Asian countries. I guess jade from Burma. Anyway, so this is not jade; it's a soapstone. So we have the design here, and we'll make a transfer. By the way, I do have other options for the client. Usually I do one positive, like this one, the Yan style, and another negative. This is more a traditional Han style, it's official style of the Han Dynasty, known as the Han script. It's the most popular script. but my client prefers this delicate style. I respect that. It will be a little challenge to do. I would expect to have it done in 1 hour if ever possible, so be patient with me. Oh, I have to do this transfer before I put on the clamp. I use a liquid called acetone as a nail polish remover from Japan. You can get from any cosmetic supply stores for ladies. Nail polish remover, and it only takes a few seconds to evaporate, so we need to do it when it's still damp. Just press with my palm. Lift, like so. I got a pretty good copy. I think it's eligible. So you can see every step is a challenge, not totally controllable in this process. That's why I make a video to explain if something goes in the way, in a natural way. So I will just go with the flow. Design is, of course, very important, so we don't have any too much surprise. Like, so you can expect something out of this, but maybe 90%, 80%. Zoom in now. That's the first closest I can go. And I have any tools. I think for this one, maybe I use this sharp tool, which you can get from our store. I have links to supplies that you can buy if you want to try. So we round up the corners first. Some artists like to do it at the last, but for me this is a test of water to see how hard the stone is, how choppy how explosive it is. I use the word explosive because when I asked my scientist brother if in the future, the AI and the laser cover or 3D printing may be possible, but it's laser engraving machine, maybe guided by a computer, can do this on stone. He said no way, because it will explode. The laser temperature that required to melt the stone is like impossible. To reach that high temperature, everything will be burned into like lava, like that. So it's the stone is formed in the early stage of the universe, the Earth, from very high volcanic activities. That's why you cannot really carve it like wood or other materials with a laser gun. But it's easy to carve with this traditional chiseling kind of chisel shape tools. It's really not that hard than what you might think, but it's harder than people, for first timer student when in my class, they feel it's harder than some of them feel it's harder, some of them feel it's not so difficult. Depends on your experience. So you can try this tool only for $20. You can buy a practice stone for $20 and you have a less expensive on their site. We carry only the best authentic materials. Okay. I have two ways to do this, approach this. One is to go right to the edge of the stroke. Another is to cut between strokes. There's a little bit distortion there. Is it correct? Because the paper got distorted. So I'll just do a cut that separates the border from the stroke first. Okay, you hold the knife with 3 fingers, just like pencil, using the middle finger as driving engine to push, and use ring finger to serve as a brake, holding the side of the stone. So you don't do it like this without touching the stone. So these two directions, one is against the movement, one is forward. One is resist, that controls the movement of the cut. And this angle that hold depends on it's straight or at a slant. Can control the size of the cut. Just pushing. Not too deep. You cannot really cut too deep if it's so close. The strokes between the space between strokes determine how deep you can go. So it's not even. It's not even. Some areas you need to cut deeper. Sparse areas, empty areas. I'll just repeat. Okay. To get a smooth cut, you have to do in 2 different directions. This is a positive carving, so we only worry about the smooth side. So on my right side, the line is smoother, and the left side chips is rougher. You just have to do it. It's kind of hard if you just read it first on books and then you do it. I think these days it's easier to watch others do it, just like apprentice in the past. They observe the master do it, and then they try, and then watch more. So you have to do it if you want to learn. It's a very specialized field. I would say it's one of the hardest art form. Combines design, calligraphy, a lot of literature, a lot of knowledge and skill. I happen to be trained in the field of archaeology, so I know the ancient history of seals, scripts from Aragon on. So that gave me a lot of advantages to to be helpful with my art of seal engraving. What you see on the screen is the final look. Not the final, the mock look of the final expected result. And here is the mirror image on the stone, so it may be reversed. By flipping the design we did earlier, we got the mirror image. And there are other ancient ways doing this with the transfer paper, the kind of. You can watch my other videos. My early videos has a method. But since I adopt this new chemical message, I never go back. I think the technology really made everything different, but the essence is still the same. It cannot be replaced by AI. Just like other true art, you have to feel hear the sound, feel the stone. It's like a singing or playing instrument. You spend your whole body energy to do a very delicate sound or cut a very delicate stroke. So it's a lot of concentration. this is a very cursive style. That's why it's different. Because the style is designed for writing, not carving. That's why in 99% of the case, we do the hand style. This is exception. I want to make this as an example to introduce the stone. This stone is nice, suitable for this. Very fine. By the way, my carving service, including design, is currently $205, and due to the inflation, also other factors, I will raise the price every year on my Thursday, which is coming up next month in May. So if you like to commission me, you have 1 month to at this current price. Next month, sometime on my birthday, which is on the 11th, it will go up by at least $5 every year. And this year depends on the situation in the inflation. It may go up to $10. It's much harder than sandstone. anyway, sandstone. It's something we use for sculpture. But it's kind of like similar. Different stone type, different. It's not pretty hard, but it has very little or none sand in it. Some stones has like a glass in it, like little sand, I call it. That's make it do this kind of style impossible. On this. You can see this line has a little subtle movement, like what is vertical, vertical. It's not 100% straight, so we need to make it flow a bit more. Very subtle. Water drop derived from the water drops. What kind of stone is this? You can check the link. The katakana names cannot be used for official name seals. They might be used as what we call Tagami A, kind of painted letter, but formally they must be Kanji. Those kana names, katakana names, basically like alphabets, so everybody are the same. Just like the Chinese romanization, they don't use Roman letters, but they use certain letters, kind of. So they are not possible to fit this format, this vertical squarish format. Like the 4 characters, 2 characters. Like a name may have four, and those characters cannot be written in CL script. That's the main thing. So sorry that won't work. The katakana name won't work. Period. Get an authentic Japanese name. Is there a site that helps you to convert maybe? Careful, I just got scratch some. more. So it's a physical labor, not just a mental. And I notice that I always go to find the triangular shapes. That's the easiest cut I can make with this tool. Kind of pressing harder to get triangular shape. Not just lines, just push, poke from a corner and expand. Now you can just like that, cutting vertically instead of pushing in the end to control the corners. You can go like 3. There are many ways you can create a line without cutting along the line. Like this. Cut deeper is basically what I do to narrow the line. You cut deeper in between the lines. And you can cut a ditch out in between 2 lines, and then expand that by cutting deeper in the middle. to use one corner of the knife. And don't use small cutting tool, use large. The larger, the more stable you get. Because no matter how big it is, you just use one corner, which doesn't make that much difference. The thickness may be different. The width doesn't really matter. I can use a large one to do small seals. Okay, if you're interested in learning the skill of carving, I have a class offered last year. I have a completed recording with handouts and demos, assignments, all that you can find in our previous class section for in the main site, Blue Hair Arts. It's a combined class with Victoria, my wife's introductory calligraphy class, including 4 styles. One of them is seal script, and some characters. We learn the strokes of basic calligraphy in different styles. It's a good lesson. Maybe if there's demand, we'll do it again in the future. But for now, we don't have a class. We're just pre-recorded, and I have thousands of videos like this free. Sandra, okay, question. Oh, yes. I haven't been in Japan myself, but I always wish I would visit there. And as you can see, from the same background. The writing system, a lot of cultural, and I do have a field in ancient Japanese culture as well as Korean, Eastern Asia studies class field. Okay, I taught Japanese and Korean cultural history as well as Chinese at college level in Western State University of Washington, many years ago. So I studied 2 years of Japanese language as well to pass the requirement in my doctoral program. It's the hardest class, even for me, because I can read but cannot pronounce it. Like this characters here, kai in Chinese hai, it's very similar. But sometimes I got confused. And the second character, clouds, yun, and I don't know if Chinese is yun. I don't know how to pronounce exactly in Japanese. I will be returned to my teacher in Washington. University of Washington, Seattle. This is where I studied and taught also. I taught Chinese painting class in University Extension Experimental College. And since then, I've been carving for my students and clients. Okay, we're almost done. There are some details I need to work. This area has a lot of subtle things here. Do the center line first. Alignment is very important. Trying to mark it with a very shallow cut to start with, just to make sure it's aligned all the way to the top. Uh, question: hard stone. Yeah, it is very hard, comparable to. If you have any experience, it's one of the fine stone, not really hard. The hardest is the chicken blood stone, which I will do tomorrow. Maybe if you follow me, you will see this stones. These are hardest, and this is, I think, medium hard. The Qingtian is soft, but the more Baling is softest, so it's not really that hard. Soft stone actually is more difficult to do, believe it or not, because they collapse. Just like you cut, you build a sand castle, just like that. Yeah, it will collapse. But this kind of stone is like granite, maybe not granite. What do they call this? Like a marble. Yeah, marble. So it must be certain, stability, so it will not collapse. I won't go details. And that's why I would highly recommend this one if you want to do dedicated style seals. Because if you buy cheap stones, I would avoid this style, because the stone cannot bear the delicacy. Okay, this one is exception. I want to make an introduction to this stone. It's really hard to do this S, kind of very subtle S shape. I didn't really see that until I carve it. But once you have that kind of idea, you'll find a way to do it. You'll see that. So the concept is more important than skill. When you have an object or mind image what you want to achieve, it's important. You'll find a way, just like painting, to do it automatically. You cannot do it because you don't have the mind image first. So that's very important to read to appreciate art you're doing, more than just mimic the superficial quality of that, like the line, and see the totality, the overall feel is more important. And the one principle is the even and parallel space between strokes, which is hard, very hard. Why you keep the spontaneity, not mechanical font. It's all organic. You can feel the flow of it. It's like this is water, ocean. It has to do with water. Water radical. This has flow. It's different than tree radical and other pictographs. I think the machine fan is very hot, maybe. I can hear the noise. Takes a lot of GPU, CPU. Thank you, Sandra. Japanese painting is a good hobby to keep. We should continue. Hello，方泰勒。 What's your question? What editing software do you use for making your seals? I use Photoshop. That's just a photo editing tool. I don't use any font or like a computer generated. I use Google collect the ancient seals online, and I search for these characters. Search for the characters for online these days. I do have dictionaries, but I rarely use them anymore. I just search and find the applications of the same character in ancient or other artists to seal, and I kind of edit them, alter them. I have to start with just like any design process. You have to have references. So the research takes most of the time, and then I will design on Photoshop, just like you see here. Let me show you. This is the tooth development. I can see my sources. This character contains 2 characters I used in this seal. Can you see that? And these are kind of lucky ones. This is Chibai Shi seal. It has this character, but it's kind of weird to use. And okay, I borrowed this character on the upper right, and second, and also the character on the lower left. And so this is where I got my designs. If I'm lucky, sometimes I have to create from scratch to match certain, like here you can also have 2, but these are squarish, and my client only wants 2 characters, so I cannot use them, like these 2 here. And you can see these 2 also. So I was pretty lucky in this project to find so many examples from masters. And here another one. That's the same. This must be a famous seal, appeared in different books. So you can see the same seal with different impressions. These 2 characters I'm working on here in the reference. Okay, did I answer this question? So just like my painting, every stroke has source of inspiration. I don't create something out of my own mind, because this is an ancient art form, and the ancient works are my like a second nature, I call it. Just like you have to copy, just like a calligraphy. If you don't copy, you cannot really write, develop your own style. Just like a calligraphy, if you understand. So you have to find the resources, the sources for inspiration first. Very challenging. Okay, you have to have the ability to synthesize, to sync them. It's hard to keep the style consistent sometimes. And in my later project coming up, I will show you more examples of a request from a client who want specifically Chibai Shi style with modern master, but he has a lot of reference. Too many, so I made like over more than 5, and she's confused with all the options. She likes them all, and then we finally decided on 2, and she couldn't make a decision, so she decided to commission me for both. That's very common. just like many artists, they have names from different artists of their own in different styles. So same content could be in different size, different copying style. I can just simply flip it, from negative to positive, vice versa. So I don't charge the same as the original design. So if you just do a smaller seal or do it inversed style or something like that. So I do have that option with discount. Yeah. So it's a very scholarly process. You can there is no single program. There are seal generating software online which you can use, and you will see most of those cheap computer generated design, flooding the site, the internet. They charge like $20 or something, or whatever they charge, much less because they don't really do the design, and the font are the same for everybody. If you are Bill, and beer, and the Bill Clinton is the same as the beer here, as our beer, other beers. So they will just use your the standard translation and the font to do it. So I started with authentic name creation. There's no equivalent way you can translate this name, because in Chinese name we have the freedom of using virtually any character you like in the dictionary to be a name. But some of them are more popular in boys' names, some more girls' name, or some. So depending on your personal traits, you can create a personalized name. It may sound similar, but not exactly. Just like my English name Henry is derived from Xiao Hui. There's some connectivity, but not exactly. Ancient carving used the same tool like this for hundreds of years at least. They don't use any mechanics. It's a very simple tool. It's a very effective tool. That's the only tool you can do it. Don't use a sharp tool, pointed tool, any like sand wheel, whatever. It won't work. Yeah, just this is the best. You can do different styles. And take my class if you want to learn. I think I have a link. I'll put a link in the video description to a recorded class I offered last year on this art of seal engraving art in 10 weeks, I think. 5 weeks is on seal, 5 weeks on calligraphy, including seal script. So you have to know how to write it, and at least have a feel of it, because otherwise you don't have the freedom of creating a high quality line, because you don't know what the good line should look like. So anyway. If you're really interested in learning, considering the class, and it has introduction on tools, we have done. I have kept a student work folder on Dropbox, so you can see everybody else doing. We did a class on English name seals. I think you may find it some clips. so we really had fun. Yeah, the simple is the level. Just like some ancient instrument, just a string and a board and a piece of wood. It's very simple, but you can produce so beautiful sound with it. You don't have to be an electric instrument. We don't use any mechanic at all. Well, let's see how it looks like. I'm gonna make a imprint to see what it looks like so far. I hope there's not much left, because once I have the ink on it, it will be kind of messy to see. Try to make a clean one from first attempt. It may take a long time to clean up a seal if you don't have a good start. Okay, let's do that. Thanks for your patience. Yeah, you can use practice stone, but Qingtian is good. Not the white stones that sells on Amazon. Any other like Timu, they sell very cheap. There's the pure white one. That's too sandish. it just like it will collapse, just like you carve on a sand beach. It's too soft to do, so you have to have a decent stone, at least like Qingtian, the green field. Shoushan, this stone is Indian stone. It's expensive, similar to Shoushan. So it's because it's imported from India, so it's more expensive. Okay, let me see how it looks. Here is the design we have. Because the stone is hard, we need to put a rubber pad you can get from our store. Okay. Wait. This is my old ink pad because there are debris in it, so I want to use this first, and then I have a clean one. Maybe. For this style, you do not want to press too hard, but press evenly down. You may wave just a little bit, shake a little bit, don't move. Okay, and hold the paper with your left hand fingers. Lift gradually up without going sideways. I just want to make a very light. You can see I missed the corner, but that's because maybe the inking is not. Yeah, so I got more than 90% from the design, I think. I'm pretty satisfied. Let me just clean up a little bit. Oops. And to clean up, you use a soft tissue, like I'm using a cotton towel. You can use a facial tissue without conditioning or anything in it. So don't rub too hard. You may destroy the very subtle lines I try to produce. So just you can wash it with a gentle soap or dishwasher. This is oil-based ink, and you can use a toothbrush like this. Just take some extra points out. I think I'll make another one. Let's see. Okay, this one is newer. It's a little more fresh, softer. It's not too soft. It has the we call it paste. It's not like a sponge or anything. And then you can blow a little moisture. Got some extra fiber in it. It has reed flag fiber in it. It's supposed to go onto the paper with the paste. Just press down a little harder this time to see how it looks. And straight up. Okay. Beautiful. Let me hold it closer to the... Okay, you can see that compared to the design, 90%. Right? This one here. So each imprint could be different depending on the ink loading and the pressure, the padding, and the surface of the paper. It's just a computer paper. Let's do it on rice paper. This is my seal imprint collection book. Some document name seals. Some big, some small. See, these are some student design I carved from my class. We did the design with the English letters. English initials are named wrong. And this is, you can read that wrong also. It's a different style, 9 curve, this is T, Y, S, this 9 band or 9 fourths style. And I did a lot of this, and also grass style, cursive style. And this is the Chibashi style, I'm going to do this weekend. Also Chibashi style, seems becoming popular. There's more people knowing not only his painting but his seals. Okay, some wood seals, and 9 curve style. Also, this style requires good stone and larger size because you have to have room for those folds, right? Okay. There we are. Oh, I got the last page almost. Oh, last few pages left. Maybe we'll fill it this weekend. Have a lot of sales to work because people are rushing to get orders before my birthday, which day I will increase my commission. Okay, every year celebrate my birthday, a self gift for myself. I'm turning 66 this year. I don't know how long I will be able to carve, even though I can live longer than the artist age. I'm not sure. My sight is declining, my hand is shaking, all that going on. I got TMJ because of the carving. I got my joint hurt. Jaw joint. TMJ problem. I have to wear a night guard. That's nice. A rice paper is, and I'll make a copy for Bill. Card paper to go inside the box that comes with the stone. Don't press into the ink paste, just tap very gently. Check visually the evenness. Do a little moisture from the mouth. Press firmly, evenly, not too hard, because you want to keep the delicacy. If you press hard, the line will be thicker. Okay. Good. Okay, questions. Yeah, you can buy from any source. Just stone is a stone. It cannot be fake stone. At this price, it's not worth to fake it. If it's a treasure stone, they might. Yeah. So you won't. The only difference is the cracks or I really don't mind because the crack may or may not affect for the seal, because it will sometimes. Yeah. So usually the seller will check for this kind of faults. So for practice, doesn't really matter. Some of them is okay, even if it seems like just a pattern, a crack. They will not really crack. The good stone always hold it pretty well. And some, yes. Okay, that's all for this seal. I will continue with other projects this weekend. So subscribe to my channel and you'll get notice when I'm online. I have 3 seals to go. This one is a hope for someone's birthday gift. For hope, birthday gift. And we have this seal. As I mentioned earlier, after Qi Bai Shi, he's a carpenter, so he has done many seals. Call himself woodman. My client wants young wood, a young tree. So I borrowed the Chibaishi's design, kind of it looks so authentic like a Chibaishi, but it's hard to execute. Let's see how we're going to do. So stay tuned. Thank you everybody for